So what the fuck I'm living for? Like, why the fuck I'm on this earth for? Like, why, like, Osiris, why you haven't even, like, this crash, like, this do something that like, at this point, it's like, why the fuck you on this earth still? Like, why the fuck you, like, why the hell you on this earth? Why? When nobody is you, it's like, you don't have nobody. Like, what the fuck are you on this earth for?
YK Osiris finally hit his breaking point. After Diddy's trial went down, he allegedly disappeared from the spotlight for months. People were starting to read between the lines, connecting the dots about what really happened between him and Diddy. That all-expenses-paid trip to Jamaica, the back massages, sipping coconut milk, boat rides, luxury shopping sprees, all of it with Diddy.
Yeah, this is possible. Okay. You're telling me we got to kick it in. He was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the this just say?
Sources are now revealing that YK Osiris wasn't just on some random vacation. He was reportedly out there with Diddy, allegedly enjoying certain perks of being around him, if you know what that really means. But now, it seems like the cost of it all may have been way too high. Witnesses claim Osiris has hit rock bottom, emotionally drained, at his lowest point yet. And here's where it gets even deeper. He's allegedly started spilling tea about Jay-Z and his record label, claiming behind-the-scenes pressure that, according to sources, pushed him into getting involved with Diddy in the first place.
You think rapping and singing is a blessing and you're not using God in vain and his name in vain? That's not a blessing from God. Stop saying it's a blessing from God. It's not a blessing. It's a blessing from the devil. If you're not using his name, it's a blessing from the devil. So stop saying that it's a God blessing.
For context, YK Osiris first stepped into the spotlight after signing with Def Jam Recordings, where Jay-Z was leading as CEO at the time. But behind the scenes, things weren't so simple. Sources claim Diddy and his Bad Boy Records were in quiet competition with Def Jam, allegedly trying to pull artists over to their side. And that's where everything between Osiris and Diddy reportedly began. Osiris signed with Def Jam in 2018 after his track Valentine went viral. By 2019, he hit platinum status with Worth It, dominating the charts and solidifying his rise. But fast forward to 2021, whispers started circulating. Rumors claimed Diddy was trying to convince Osiris to leave Def Jam and join Bad Boy instead. Then came February 2021, the Jamaica trip. Palm tree and all-expenses-paid getaway, at least, that's how it looked. Now, to be clear, there's no direct video proof showing Diddy and Osiris together on that trip. But here's where things get strange. At the exact same time Osiris was posting tropical clips, Diddy was also sharing vacation photos from what looked like a similar island setting. Different angles, different vibes, but the timing? Way too close to ignore. And it didn't stop there. Osiris even reposted a photo of Diddy surrounded by crystal blue waters on his Instagram story. But what really raised eyebrows was that oceanside massage video. Water wave. Osiris, laid back, fully relaxed, soaking in the moment, tagged B2K for the music playing in the background, but also tagged Diddy. And then came the interview with Charlemagne the God. When asked directly about the rumors, whether he was allegedly Diddy's boy toy, this was his chance to shut everything down. But instead of denying it, Osiris just smiled. A wide, knowing grin. Then turned the question around, asking Charlemagne how he even knew about it. And just like that, things got even more suspicious.
What's the craziest rumor you heard about yourself in this industry so far?
The crazy rumors?
Yeah.
I don't know about the rumors. What rumors, right? What, they say, nah, I ain't gonna say that. I heard about that though, but I ain't about to say that. But
What?
I ain't about to say it on my...
You and Diddy? You and Diddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Diddy.
You and Diddy what?
You and Diddy.
No.
They said he was...
Him and Diddy what?
I'm just saying the rumor.
I ain't never heard this, YK.
They said he was...
How you knew that? How you
Now I'm about to Google because I ain't never heard this one.
Yeah, because nobody would ever say that one.
Oh.
That reaction? It screamed suspicion back then, and honestly, it still does. According to sources, YK Osiris has been spiraling ever since 2022, right when the rumors really started to stick. Low funds, barely any presence online, baby mama drama, alleged substance issues, even run-ins with the law. Piece by piece, the image of a rising star started to fall apart. And when you really go down that rabbit hole, it starts to feel like a pattern. A cycle. Something that keeps repeating itself. Especially when people begin connecting dots between Diddy and other young male artists who've allegedly been linked to him behind the scenes. Take Meek Mill, for example. People still talk about that unsettling audio, the one Gene Deal claimed captured a moment involving Diddy and Meek. Whether it's rumor, coincidence, or something deeper, the conversation hasn't gone away. And if anything, it's only getting louder.
He dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of but I know this. two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down.
And when you connect that to the $25,000 birthday party Diddy threw for Meek Mill, the matching outfits, the private pool setting, the over-the-top celebration, it all just added more fuel to the rumors. At first glance, it might have looked like just another lavish industry party, but to some people, it felt a little too personal. And when you stack that moment on top of everything else already being whispered, it starts to paint a picture that many can't ignore.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
And at that point, it starts to feel like more than just coincidence. More than industry friendships, more than simple camaraderie. To some, it begins to look like something deeper, something harder to explain, sitting way out on the edge of what people are willing to believe. And just when you think it couldn't get any more layered, there's Soulja Boy.
Oh, it may be, yeah. Stop playing. Big Draco, big love. Yeah. It's all 2021.
He's another name people keep bringing up, allegedly tied into the same whispers surrounding Diddy. According to online chatter, the story sounds eerily familiar, just like YK Osiris. Soulja Boy was reportedly promised a deal under Bad Boy Records, a huge opportunity on paper. But when it came down to it, things allegedly fell apart. Sources claim he was left hanging, thrown to the side, with rumors pointing to personal struggles and questions about marketability playing a role. And then you remember when Nicki Minaj hinted at Undercover Brothers. Eyes. Suddenly, all these separate moments start to feel a little more connected, at least in the eyes of the public.
Do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no. We don't know about that.
Okay. Because I do.
You said what?
Oh, I said I do.
Sources claim she already knew what allegedly went down between Diddy and Soulja Boy, and chose to poke the bear just to get a reaction. And that reaction? That awkward, uneasy laugh from Soulja Boy? To many, it said everything, without saying a single word.
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no.
One thing people keep pointing out, allegedly, is the same pattern repeating itself. Young artists, promised fortune, fame, a fast track to the top. But somehow, many of them never got it. In fact, according to sources, things seem to go the opposite way, careers slowing down, reputations taking hits, everything unraveling right after. Take Brisher Gray for example. After his breakout on Empire, it felt like the spotlight just faded. And what followed? A string of troubling headlines, debts piling up, reports of property damage, personal issues escalating, even conflict in his own home. One situation after another, until it all seemed to spiral out of control. And to some people watching from the outside, it just felt like another chapter in the same unsettling pattern.
For several hours inside their home, police say that she was injured and say that she told them she had been strangled.
Which brings it back to something his Empire co-star, Terrence Howard, once said about selling out your man card. A statement that, at the time, might have sounded vague, maybe even overlooked. But now? For some people, it hits differently. Like it carried a deeper meaning, one that only starts to make sense when you connect everything else that's been unfolding.
You know, there's a short life in
Why do you think that is, what the creative side is?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, there's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it.
And then there's that moment people still bring up, when Justin Bieber spent 24 hours unsupervised with Diddy, reportedly with Usher's approval at the time. Even back then, it made some people pause. Now, looking at everything through a different lens, that moment feels a lot more uncomfortable than it once did.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. He signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
People also bring up that story about Usher supposedly linking Justin Bieber with Diddy for what was called the Puffy Flavor Camp. At the time, it might have sounded like just another industry mentorship moment, something meant to guide a young artist. But looking back now, with everything else people are talking about, that situation feels a lot more layered, and, to some, a bit unsettling.
Well, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was with Usher.
Yeah, just hanging out with Usher?
Yeah. I was with him about, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and, and kind of tracked me down.
Yeah.
And he was kind of creepy, actually.
Sources now claim that everything we thought we understood might only be surface level. That behind all of it, the connections run much deeper than anyone expected. Names keep coming up: R. Kelly, Pusha T, Jay-Z, Diddy, and others. And according to these sources, somewhere along the lines start to blur. Everything begins to overlap in ways that are hard to explain, and even harder to ignore. So if YK Osiris is now speaking out, allegedly connecting Jay-Z to Diddy and even hinting at the downfall of his own career, then suddenly, the story feels bigger than just one person. It raises uncomfortable questions. How are all these moments connected? Is this all coincidence, or something more coordinated? And if it is something deeper, just how far up does it go? At this point, people are watching closely, and forming their own opinions. So now it's your turn. What do you think about all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the next video, because it dives even deeper into the controversy.